All right, so good morning, everyone. Sorry for not being able to attend your class because we'll be having a meeting for the ISO. We'll be yes, main campus. So I'm really because I really want to make you, as I have told you. I think if we will also have for Saturday, I cannot ask you to come as a makeup class because Saturday is actually quite full and we have another arrangements. Although I'll be here in our campus, but we have another arrangements with our dean at during this Saturday. So I won't be able to meet you. But if you have questions in our subject, for example, I failed to teach you something about this topics, don't worry because we'll be we'll be having a question and answer portion, a follow-up for this matter. Actually, we could also use Saturday for follow-up if you have follow-up questions. So after you finish this one or the following Saturday. But as of now, I cannot ask you to go there because we have other arrangements about the matter. So let's begin our discussion. Last Saturday, we have discussed about the characteristics of language. Although we haven't finished it yet, di pa tayo kasi natapos nun. But konti lang yung simula. But still, don't worry because we'll try to and I'll try to enlighten you about the characteristics of language. And you know exactly that when it comes after this one, we'll be having an activity, an announced activity for you guys. So we make sure that you will do the activity and we will check it in your notebook. And as per the your notebook, I'll be checking your notebook and see to it that your notebook looks like a lecture slash review. So you can put anything you want as long as it's part of the topic, but make sure that you have a reviewer. Okay, so meron. Kasi it's very important, especially we'll be having a midterm examination on, wait, midterm examination is on October 7 to 12. So it's already, no, panahon na nga yan. It says September 24. And next week we won't be. We'll try to meet next week. But I think there's a schedule in October 1. I still don't know it yet. So I want to see to it muna. But the following, medyo sa third week na, second week ng August, ay, in October, nandun tayo. So kailangan natin ng matinding review because after this one, this would be the last topic that we will discuss. And then magkakaroon lang tayo. We'll be having a follow-up about this topic. If you have questions and whatsoever in a review as well, yun susunod nating klase. So this will be part of your midterm examination until this one. Medyo late na siya, pero we'll try to make sure that it's enough pa rin. So, going back, okay. So we have characterized language in different things, such as we have discussed it with language is characterized into these different qualities, which include conventionality, non-instinctive, productivity and creativity, duality, displacement, humanness, and universality. Now, when we say that a language is conventional and non-instinctive, we first discuss what is instinct. When can we say that this is instinct and this is not instinct? Instinct is usually used when we feel something that we're in danger. Instinct yan. We keep on saying, for example, instinct mo if, for example, you are in danger, you could feel the presence of danger, maybe while walking alone in the dark. It's not just about the takot, the scaredness because uh someone might kill you o hindi yun eh. Minsan, we are scared of the dark because maybe a ghost will appear because of the movies we have watched. But instinct is you sense danger and you prepare for it. Like for example, instinct nasa ikaw you're a person in the middle of nowhere and your guards are all up. You're ready to fight because you could feel that there's a danger. Everything is heightened. All of your senses is heightened. That is instinct. It was not taught to you by your parents, but you know it very well that you need to fight because something might happen. So, for example, there was a time that I am. There was a time that uh, how could I say? How should I say this? There was a time that I have ins instinct whenever I'm traveling alone, commuting alone. I don't usually commute. I usually go to different. For example, I'm walking a very dark place. I don't just walk straight. I change direction, and sometimes I run. Or I use something appointed, something, I use a ball pen or anything that's pointed, and I hold it in my pocket. And I see to it that everybody, I have nothing. Sometimes I walk in the middle of the road and whatsoever. So every time there's a car or whatsoever, I run crisscross whenever I'm alone. That's instinct. My mom didn't taught me about that matter, but it feels like no itself. And animals have instincts. They will bite you. They're scared because their senses are all heightened. Heightened siya eh. So that's it. It's part of the instinct. But communication is not instinctive, which means when we talk to people, it's not innate. We learn we learn talking to a person or communication by social interaction. The more you talk to people, the more you interact with people, the more that you've learned the language. So, going back, just like any other conventional practices, naturally acquired language is non-extinctive and conventional. Language is brought about evolution strengthened with convention. It is a silent pact of each generation that transmit the next, like all human institutions. Back then, I already told you that there was a time that humans communicate through senses, like that. So may mga ganong bagay. And then drawings, and then after what, we have a system of systems na naging ganon ng language. And as a child, we don't learn this by just right away. Hindi natin siya natutunan pagising, marunong akong magsalita. No. It takes time, education. It's an effort of your caretakers, your family members, your teachers, and yourself kapag natututo na kayo to tell. We started with the calling your parents like mama, papa, they, me, mommy, daddy, hindi mabigkas ang mommy. So, me, di, te, ya, for your ates and kuyas. So we started with that way. And sometimes what we the kids would use water, but the sounds kasi mamam, diba? Ganun. So that's the reason why. And you train the kid. You train the kid in order to pronounce the words properly. You introduce words. And whenever you have a kid in their house, it's always, oh, and for example, let's say, oh, Leia, look, there, what is this? What is this? What's the color of this one? Oh, very good. This is color pink. Then you will eat carrots. Interesting. Carrot is so tasty. I don't like carrots, but that's the first thing that came into my mind. And we sometimes color coded. Diba? Isa yun. Now, it is a silent fact. Now, it expands the Like all human institutions, language flourishes and sometimes perishes as well. In some languages, if not spoken, it dies. For example, the Latin. It is only associated with Catholics, and it is said that Catholic parang it's private eh. Diba sabi nga nila, there's a joke, I saw this meme on Facebook na nag-Latin ka, mali yung nabigkas mo, imbis na Holy Spirit, demonyo yung lumabas. Parang ganun. Kasi nga, parang we fear the Latin word and no one speaks on it. It takes only those selected people are allowed to speak or know the Latin. And sometimes in Catholics, we do pray in Latin, but of course, it's still praying in Latin is we don't feel it. You just feel the words, but of course, only limited lang yan. And other Hebrews as well, di ba? May mga patay na language na. Like, it also, aside from perishes, it also expands and transforms. During our discussion last time, I have told you that I'm a fan of new words. I'm very fascinated with how the language evolves and the language expands. And I'm very happy whenever Filipinos contribute to the society that is now accepted. There is always a revision of Merriam and Webster, word of the day, word of the year pala, sorry, word of the year that is used, the picture that has become selfie and whatsoever. In every language is a convention in the community, a product of cooperative mind. People communicate spontaneously in patterns of communication, sometimes unclear. As a friend, we is socially part. Communication is also part of every friendship that you have. We have a certain way. That's why last Saturday I asked you how you greet your friend. And in my case, I already told you how I greet my best friend, my best of friend talaga. So it seems that we're not talking seriously, but we're actually talking seriously. And and whenever you go to other work related stuff, as of course, you communicate differently. You communicate differently with your significant other. You communicate differently with your parents, your classmates, and it's different. You are designed differently every time you communicate. There's a certain patterns that sometimes you just adapt. And again, language is not instinctive, spontaneity, and to speak to any language. That's why, for example, even if you have a twin and you grew up in different country, you speak differently. This turn to interaction, socialization. That's why a kid must be exposed and so that they could socialize and interact. That's the reason why usually we have birthday parties for 7 years old, and we have play dates. We bring our kid with different play site, like for example, Kid Luna. We make sure that you talk to at 3 years old, we have a daycare center in every barangays because of that. And language is a systems, symbols, structures, and meanings are always products of people's thoughts into this harmony. We have a system of language because since it is existing, we need to have rules, certain rules. Like for example, the subject and verb agreement. The verb must agree with the subject. Verbs different verbs must have different tenses, different meanings. And in addition to that, we also have different uses of nouns, sentence patterns, pronoun antecedent agreement. We also have different clauses, when to use the modals, when to use the preposition, the conjunction, those the likes, and even the pronunciation. Like for example, in English, if you use Tion, it is not Sean. Pronunciation is a Tion, but said pronunciation Tion. Right? And if it is Tain, It's not captain, it's captain, mountain. So it's not tain, but it's tin, tin. So different pronunciation. We have certain rules for that matter. Since it is an American language, so we use that. And the has different sounds like ah, ah, like that. Mom, it's not mom, it's ma'am, but it's different from ma'am. No, it's ma'am. Hi, ma'am. Ah, ah. So it's like a combination of AE sound. So flow system of systems is part of it. And aside from this functionality, we have we use language as productivity and creativity. And as English majors, we could say that it is also part of who we are. Like, for example, literature is part of creativity. For example, William Shakespeare is very well known for this one. A rose by another name would smell as sweet. Notice how Shakespeare associates objects rose. This distinguished characteristics, and if these two words are interchangeable with the description of a object, it attribute to a rose. So in productivity and creativity, we use these words. I forgot the terms. Figures of speech. So we have figures of speech such as simile when we compare two different things, but we use as or like, such as you are like a rose, like this one. You're like uh, your your hair is black as the night, so you use that. We also have a metaphor, direct comparison. You are my Everest. Mahirap eh, no? Um, pyramid. Our relationship is a pyramid, like Cherise Pempenko's pyramid. So we, you could say in a different manner, you could say, wow, our pyramid feels like it's so solid. Parang gano'n, di ba? Parang it's so solid. And if you will think, wow, it's a beautiful song about two lovers because their relationship is is like a pyramid which is very solid and it takes time, effort, and whatsoever. But then again, you will also realize that the love is also toxic. Why? If you will characterize what is a pyramid is a tomb. You're comparing that love is like a tomb in which when a person dies, when the pharaoh dies, there's a tomb. But everyone around him, even the wife, will be in place with that tomb. It's a cemetery, it's death. So, it's different. You also have personification or personifying different personifying an object. Like for example, the tree sways like human beings. Yeah, so personified. We also have imagery, the play of words, and then you will think. Okay, so because how detailed an author writes, we also have symbolisms and many more. So we symbolize everything. So it's part of creativity and productivity because through language we could be creative and we could produce different literatures and different activities just because of the language. Okay. So as the needs of the people change, language evolved as a means of adapting to the demands of the people who use it. Old English has distinct picture, of course, compared to modern English. And in the same way, the language of the millennials different from the language of the alpha generation. So, like for example, right now, I asked you during last Saturday as well. I asked you to give me the different slangs of the language, the alpha slangs, and it's nice that we know this, or some of us use this salty like that one. It's also nice that we have adapted old English in which we cannot understand some of the things, and right now we also have millennial, and now we have the alpha, the Gen Z alpha. We have this Gen Z and we have the Gen Z alpha as well. So aside from that, language is duality. How can we say that language is duality? Let's take a look at this example. The hunters shot the lion. Lion, the hunters shot the. Now, in the sentence, this line conforms the general philosophical theory of the sciences symbols concerning semantic and pragmatism. It makes sense since the sounds are arranged according to their fixed combinations, and the words are arranged according to the prescribed grammatical structure. The second, the lion hunter shot the, does not conform with the established language syntactical rules, thus it doesn't make sense. But does it make sense? Of course not. Lion hunter shot the. Because in the sentence pattern, it should be what? So check natin dito. The sentence pattern for this matter would be, sorry, subject, which is the lion, verb or transitive verb, STV, and what? The lion. So direct object. This is the pattern for this one, STVDO. But for this one, lion, so lion is the subject, and then this one, the hunters, which is, uh-huh, right. You don't know if this is a direct object, an indirect, diba? You can understand. So it's not part of the system because there's a system. So now, human language comprises of two systems, the sound system and the meaning system. Now, for this one, as you can see, this one makes sense because we follow STVDO. I'll also give you another example. Sige, para madali. So we also have, aside from STVDO, we have STVDO, IO muna. STVIO, DO. So paano natin magagawa yung STVIO, DO? Sige, isip. The lion the lion shot, ano, whom gave its cub a meal. Meal, sige, may dede pa. So, the subject is lion, gave is a transitive verb, its cub, so gave cub milks. So, in transitive verb, we use to whom. The lion gave what? Milk to whom its cub. So that is STVIO. We also have SLV. This is the most common of the five patterns. So we have SLVC, which is the lion is scary because we have the subject, the linking verb is, and then adjective as complement, scary. 1, 2, 3, 4. SLV, SI, SIV. So what is SIV or indirect verb, intransitive verb? So we don't need to use other things aside from that one. So SIV, we could say the lion, which is the subject, roars. You understand the sentence even if you just have three. Kaya kahit walang the lion roars. You understand. Next, 1, 2, 3, 4. The last one is TVDOOC, which is subject, transitive verb, direct object, object complement. Now, the lion, the hunters shot who? The lion. So we have the direct object. So now, we need to complement the lion. Pinakamalapit ko complement, we will complement the lion. So the hunter shot the lion. So we need to make sure the lion, to complement the lion, which is the one, so the lion, who's the king of the jungle. So the object complement is the king of the jungle. That is the object complement. So that's an example of the five basic sentence patterns. We have other sentence pattern basic. So that those things make sense because it fits in the rule. Yun yung important. That's why we have rules. Now, human, the duality of patterning is the double articulation and semiotic. Language duality is what gives language expressive power since meaningless sounds are combined according to rules from meaning. Significantly in speech production, the individual sounds p, ha, eh, na doesn't have instinctive meaning. But if you combine the following, it is pen. It now has a distinctive meaning. So in combination of sound fixes, we start as zul, bis, and mingish. This makes language dual. So like for example, what I told you a while ago, if we have, it's not tion, but shin. Nagiging shin. So we have tain, like mountain, it's tin, mountain, tin. So the difference between the near the we also have song the and soft those things. When we use the versus the, so the plus the consonant, so the plus consonant letter sound is the consonant letter. Pero the if it is vowel sounds. For example, the, how about this one? The university. Hindi siya the university. Bakit? Kasi U is Y-O-U. Start niya. But if it is the umbrella, it's the umbrella. Kasi ah, vowel sound siya. There's a difference. We also have this placement. No matter how eloquently a dog may bark, he cannot tell you that his parents were poor but honest. Unlike animal communication that is context bound, human language is context free. Human beings are capable of narrating events and situations without actually living them at the moment. For human language, a stimulus is not directly induced. Objects may not necessarily be tangibly present at the place of the time speaking. This is called displacement. Only human beings are capable of recounting events that occurred before or the vision of what happens. For example, you are describing things that happened. Like for example, oh, last Saturday, my dear students, we have discussed the following. Well, now, an animal cannot do that. Like, we know for the fact that although we've seen videos of dogs seems like narrating or in Filipino, nagsusumbong sa kanilang amo. But actually, no, they don't. They're just imitating this. They're just, yung, ganun, di ba? So we keep, inaway ko, no. Di ba? We keep on asking the dogs about that. But actually, they cannot narrate. And as a fur, as a although I love dogs, but still I know to myself that of course kids, human beings are different from animals when it comes to the communication. I'm not saying about the love, but the communication because only human beings are capable of reasoning out and telling stories, recounting stories, or sharing ideas as well. Yes, parrots could talk, but they could only imitate. A parrot cannot share a philosophical view of life. They can only imitate. the sounds that they have already witnessed. Humanness, to say the language is not innate, is to say that there's no difference between grandmother, a rock, and a rabbit. In other words, if you take a rock, a rabbit, and my grandmother and put them where people are communicating in English, they will learn English. Again, according to Noam Chomsky, a person will learn their language, but animals don't. Yes, they understand. Like for example, Coco, I think the chimpanzee, or I don't know, but it's a monkey. Can understand certain words, 200 words, but not all of them, because only human can understand words talaga. Diba? Language is just innate to human beings. No species other than humans are gifted with language. Humans are endowed with physical attributes for them to acquire language. Language has complex structures, and animals cannot comprehend it. Although animals could communicate with each other, it is limited to signs and sounds only, and they cannot make a complete sentence. They may create something because you have trained them, but the thought process is different talaga. So, wag nang ipilit. Universality naman, although each language has a unique style and functions, it's universal in terms of language is there's a distinct words for language. Language is a system occurrence of the linguistic patterns across national language. Although not all languages have the same patterns, we have difference, but we still have a subject, a verb, and an object, as in. They may place it differently, but still we have a subject, a transitive verb. May mga ganun pa din tayong ginagamit kahit anong language. We have nouns, pronouns, verb, adverb, adjective. So kasama yun. And now, linguists identify two universals, the absolute where all elements apply to every known language, and the implication where only particular features apply to different language. Like for example, in Philippines, we don't have gender. Siya, siya. That's why a Filipino sometimes find it hard to use the personal pronouns na he is, she is. Kaya problema natin yan sa mga Filipino, lalo if nag-aaral pa lang sa elementary school. He is handsome. Tama yun. And sometimes, during the first part, tama naman lagi. Pero upon discussing, upon talking, sometimes we tend to we remove the she. Nagiging she is. Nagiging ganun. Yun train of thought natin. Kasi wala talaga tayo. But in other country, they have differences. Like for example, may la. Diba? May mga meaning yan. May mga la referring to a woman. Parang ganun. So laws, may mga meaning siya. And sometimes in Koreans, they use different wordings depending on who they are talking to. Is it a male or female? Older. Sa atin kasi, Tagalog lang. We keep on saying Filipinos say po and opo, but it's only the Tagalogs have po and opo. Other other language in Philippines, they don't have po and opo. Kaya nga, nakakalungkot kasi because all of us thought that, most of us thought, especially the Tagalogs thought that we need to say po and opo, and then we get offended with others who learns po and opo. Parang, kunwari nasa Visaya, I asked someone wala daw po and opo doon. So, sabi parang, ang offensive mo naman magsalita. Pag pumunta sila ng Bulacan area, offensive mo naman magsalita. Ba't ganyan ka? Hindi ka ba tinuruan ng magulang? So, you cannot tell that to the student kasi hindi talaga. Not because hindi siya tinuruan gumalang, but because it's not part of the system. Because that's usually Tagalog lang yun po at opo. And their native language is different from us. Their native language is their dialects or language used in the place that they are born with. Same with English din naman. We don't use po and opo in English or we don't have the authority na gano'n. Wala tayong gano'n. Now, lesson 3 is the language functions. So, people use language for specific reasons. Why do you use language? That is the usual questions that we have. And by the way, before I forget, um, please enumerate the different for your first activities and lecture na din. Don't forget to enumerate the characteristics of language. So your activity for 2010. Bago ko makalimutan. First year, English. I want you to enumerate all characteristics of language. So we have how many? Let's check. Madali lang naman. We have so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6. 6. And then give send 1 to 2. This could be a lecture type. So bahala kayo. So 1 to 2 sentences. Minimum of 2 sentences. Explanation. So minimum of 2 sentences explanation about each, about it, and write a 5-sentence summary about what you've learned and about the characteristics of language and how will you use it in your teaching life. I'll be repeating ha. So, tingin ko lang sinulat. So, I want you to enumerate all characteristics of language. Make sure to have at least a minimum of 2 sentences explanation or lecture, depende sa inyo, about it and why. If you already have the lecture, it's already fine. Okay? It's up to you. Usapan naman natin, I want you to make a reviewer as well. Kung meron na kayong lecture, as long as you enumerated the 6, dun lang sa pinakadulo, like for example, part lang, write a 5-sentence summary about the whole lesson. Yun lang. So and later on, we will read it in front of the class and we will share it once we saw each other sa meeting natin. Now, let's begin the third lesson. Lesson number, siguro, language functions naman tayo. Now, lesson 3, people use language for a specific reason. Bakit ba tayo nagmagamit ng language? We use language mainly to communicate, but it's not just about communication. We communicate in a different ways. We want to inform people, we want to apologize for the things that we did, or sometimes we need that to express our desires. Language is used to meet a certain functions in my life. For example, you will become a teacher. So aside from to communicate, to inform, You're there to teach. And it's actually not just teaching, but also sometimes we use language to relay our um, corrective behaviors for our students. Kasama. Now, the use to which language is put the purpose rather than the particular grammatical informed utterance to. So now, below are the general functions of language. We have the interpersonal when we say, let us talk, mag-usap tayo, Filipino. Sinabihan ka na. If, for example, someone will tell you, let's talk, and it's your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Uh-oh, something's wrong. What did I do? Or do we have problem? Same with, but the feeling is different. But that's true. Now, sometimes when our boss will tell you, tara mag-usap tayo. Oh my God, meron ba tong iuutos? Or meron akong ginawang mali? Na-offend ko ba siya? Ah, sa kaibigan naman, tara usap tayo. Ay, may problema to sa buhay. Ay, mahabang usapan to. So those things, they mean, they differ because, fine, it's differ. Sometimes informative. Informative is humans are capable of love. Some languages are used not only for interaction, also as a packet of information. The sentence about that's the truth. You want to inform people about something. Sometimes declarative statements are used informative languages. Like for example, oh, we have a meeting today. This is for your attention. We need to do this. So our teacher told us that we need to inform siya. The declarative sentence yung ginagamit natin. There usually no, wala, how can I say this? In a declarative sentence, we don't usually have a tone. Hindi tayo nag-uutos. We're just telling, oh, this is to inform everyone, ito po yung nangyayari. Like that one. Reports, arguments, and directions, usually everyday speeches. Formative naman is different. Like for example, the I do, I accept, I apologize, I promise. These statements denote action using the verbs to be performed with the first person. And when we say during weddings, we say I do. It's a performative not because you are promising your whole life, your whole world, everything that you do to the person that you're saying I do. It's like when you actually said, will you marry? The question you ask, will you marry me? And you guess, I do. It's a performative. That question, yes, I'll be marrying you. Now, for example, when you ask for apology to anyone and you said, I'm sorry, I apologize to my behavior. So the thing is, you will do something in order for you to reflect on your behavior and you will try your best not to do it again. So, nagiging performative siya. Because you're initially telling, oh, hindi ko na gagawin or gagawin ko na siya. Expressive is also part of that one because you're expressing yourself. It could be you're happy, you're sad. I'm sad. I'm very scared. Kahit ngayon pagsasabi natin, di ba? I'm so scared. Parang, parte nito ah. I am so scared. It means that there's a life decision that you don't have a control over things. Oh, nakakatakot. I'm so scared. So it's really a horror thing. Scared. Like that. So there's something wrong. So each way of saying I'm scared in different manner, iba-iba siya. It seems that they're expressing something in a very different behavior talaga. Sobrang hirap. Now, Jacobson's function of language. This one is from Roman Jacobson. it was influenced by Karl Buller's organon model, adding poetic, phatic, and metalingual functions of language to Buller's function of language. So Jacobson explained that six functions of language in relation to verbal communication. Verbal communication is done through sharing of information and among individuals. So sabi dito, sa six function natin, meron tayong sender, message, sender ulit, receiver, channel, and code. So, in the model of Jacobson, we have the sender. Okay, this is the explanation for that matter. Referential function. What is a referential function? It's associated with context. The language function is concerned with content, and language describes a situation of an object. It is referred as denotative cognitive function since it promotes a mental state. It involves both dialectic of words and specific description to show things or facts. So for example, referential function pag the sun rises from the east and the west. So we use this one in which we describe the object or the situation. Nagsasabi lang tayo. And you are just describing something. Kaya kami reference. Kung ano yung nakikita mo, you're just describing it. So it's a context. Now, for emotive function naman, focuses on the sender, similar to expressive language. This is best illustrated with interjections, which are phrases spoken to express a burst of emotions or surprise. So, ew, yuck. Wow. So, yung mga words na yun, emotive function siya. Its focus is in the sender, in the emotions. Ew. Ooh, it's yucky. Yeah, mga ganun. Emotive. Phonative function naman, on the contrary, is directive and oriented towards the receiver. This is used when the speaker express purposively to persuade or influence the receiver. Okay, so bakit? Kasi nakafocus tayo dito, uses the commands. Like, come, run. Sabi ng mga nangahabol sa movie, run. Ganun. So, those are part of it. In phatic function naman, communication is not only dependent on the sender and the receiver alone. A channel, or Jacobson calls it contact, is also necessary. A channel is a psychological and physical association between the sender and receiver. So, paano ba, for the sake of this one, for example, sabi dito, is phatic language are still listening? Can you hear me? It can also be excerpt, okay, bye. So, nandun siya sa sender and receiver alone. So, this means that the scene is actually very informal. Kaya tinitignan natin. Are still listening? Can you hear me? So, may kinalaman kasi siya if, for example, there's a problem, not a problem, pero you want to check out if this person can is still listening or still in the process. For example, I am discussing in front of the class and everyone is not participating or just quiet. Then you say, hello, are all eyes on me? Are you still there? Para lang si Netflix. Are you still watching? So if yes, if you will click yes, it means that the show shall continue. And if you didn't click at all, it means you've already fallen asleep or the Netflix will certainly stop. So metalingual function or the code is also called reflexive. It's the use of language to describe itself. Music code as Jacobson polls. It is used when a language talks about its features, like for example, sky as straight letters. So we could use this one. Metalingual function usually develops from interruption in the communication process. This happens when two or more people speak different languages. Ayan. So kaya tayo meron dito socialex, agilex, and of it is used to discuss about language. Like for example, this one, metalingual function, you are teaching grammar, teaching spelling. Yeah, so mostly more on academic scene, and we're referring to the language as well. Poetic function naman, of course, is you reflect on the messages itself. Why? Because in the poetic function, it's combination of these words, this, what does this imply? Tinitignan natin kung what is the implication of this matter. Yeah. Kaya siya, you check about the elements, the symbols, and everything. Not just the surface level, but the under pa. Ito yung, yung poetic level kasi, it's your thinking, okay, this is the meaning of this one. But it's actually hidden. What's the hidden meaning about the matter? So, isa yun. So, now, in addition to that, meron din, aside from Jacobson, we also have Halliday. Michael Halliday categorized two functions of language, the meta function and microfunction. When we say meta functions, may under tayo ng textual, interpersonal, and ideational. So Halliday, proponent of systemic functions, describe language as metafunctional. Why? It's a set of principles of language that are essentially in explaining how adult language works. Metafunction includes textual, ideational, and interpersonal function. Ideational, it involves natural world on human consciousness. This is concerned with creating and maintaining notion of experience, so which is both experiential and logic. Now, when we have ideational, we language is actually about everything that is interaction surrounding and use the language. So everything that you experiences, everything that you have experienced throughout your life and whatsoever, it has something to do with how you say, what you speak, and everything. Ito mo. Alam ko blanco yun. Kasi ito, kunin mo. Pag-copy. Walang po ilang kailangan. Okay. Now, it's like tawag dito, the way a person speaks, the way a person thinks, the openness of a person, something to do with what he or she experienced, interactions. Like for example, a person's openness to new things is actually because of the things that he or she have heard. Bakit open tong taong to? Bakit napaka-close-minded ng taong to? Aside from accepting one's behavior and so on, kasama din sa tinitignan nila is your experiences. Like for example, why do some people accept divorce? And why do some no? Some people accept divorce because they have experience, maybe sa family, or maybe they have friends that is they have friends na experience, and they have seen that if divorce will be open in the Philippines, there's a chance it will be a beneficial to other people. But in addition to that, some people are close to the idea of divorce because they have also seen what happens when divorce is legal. Yeah, so nag-iiba sila ideology because of those matter. Interpersonal function naman, on the contrary, is about the world of people working together. So this is the function seeks to create and uphold social relationships. Why do some people have problems when it comes to communicating with others? Like for instance, when you speak to these people, bakit ba lagi siyang misinterpreted? Why do this person, kahit anong sabihin niya, nakakainis, nakakabuisit, nakakasama ng loob? Maybe, in the interpersonal function natin, ng taong yon, hindi okay. Parang lagi na lang siyang galit, lagi siyang may issue sa buhay. Very terrible. Ang gulo-gulo. Laging misinterpreted. Ganon siya eh. But there are some people who's good in interpersonal communication in which kahit minsan nakakainis yung sinasabi niya, but you will think, actually, it makes sense. Kaya pala, o nga no, minsan nagiging ganun. Minsan, it really happens. Kasi the interpersonal function of the language, magaling siya doon. And as a teacher, we need to have a better interpersonal function because lalo kayo, kasi sa amin sa SUC, we don't talk to parents of the students. Bihirang-bihira yun, case-to-case basis. But for you, you will start in a private school or DepEd, and then if ever you want, SUC, nandun na yun.
Naka-check lang ma'am, sasagutan.
Okay po, thank you.
I-evaluate ka ako ni Jun.
din po. Sino preferred by? Ako na din. Walang check.
Hindi mo na.
Oh, wala. KD na po mismo, sir.
Hindi, sasagutan lang yung magpapabalik sa akin. I-evaluate ka din.
Okay.
Sige ma'am.
Thank you po. Ayan. So, that's in day-to-day interactions. Iba-iba siya. Okay? So, sometimes there are some speaker who actually Ay, sorry naman. Sorry for that.
Attend pa lang kami. Kailan ba to? Last year pa ba to? Last year pa ba?
Okay, so now, let us have textual functions.
This year?
So, as Halliday believes that relational and interpersonal functions are integrally structured,
Ano, 10 to
these two are combined freely as a Halliday puts it, with a distinct mode of meaning that is the textual function. Now, the textual function comprises all grammatical systems needed to create relevance. So, language creates semiotic world of its own. The text is created with this one. So, all the grammatical systems, so all of the rules, because of that, we have language. And one function of language is for this thing. The way we've used, in a simple way lang din eh. Like, for example, crafting a letter, those areas, it's part of it. Holiday's microfunction of language. Holiday further looks at the language as constructed by interaction rather than acquired. It's really true because we cannot acquire the language, all of the language, just by not interacting. This is also the reason why each each of us during the COVID-19, many of us we do. I have read an article that says if you want to learn, the blended learning is actually quite good. Maganda siya. But if you will not participate, it's nothing. Since that's the case as well, same goes with learning the language. You need to interact with the society, regardless if you're introvert whatsoever. You cannot say, "I'm sorry, I'm an introvert." You can't because you need to know how to function. Because at the end of the day, regardless of your introvert or extrovert, many work opportunities will be given to those people who could communicate very well. Isa yun. So that's why it's very important for that. So now, he proposed the child hears functionally. Meron daw tayong 7 functions of language. The first 4 are what he referred to as pragmatic, which is fulfill social, physical, and emotional needs such as instrumental, regulatory, interactional, and personal. For children, S is the controlling of others. So, paano ba sinasabi instrumental function?
Pero dyan, sir, yung pag-February,
Oh,
nung pinaka-February ng day,
yung sa Cebu?
kasama din sa February. February to last February to.
Sa amin. Ay, hindi ko.
February daw.
February daw.
Yung sa Malolos, ano?
Ay, yung lahat ng faculty? Yun ba yun?
Pero ito lang kasi yung nasa list. Kasi,
Pangalan lang naman ilalagay natin eh.
pwede ako.
Ito ballpen. Ito na.
February daw, ma'am.
Last year.
This year, convention.
Oo. Naka-study list.
Study leave siya.
Pero tingin ko ito, hindi kami dapat. Yung head namin, for example, department, kasi i-evaluate nila yung mga umattend na
Hindi na mag-ibig.
pinapapila pa.
Pangalan lang, ma'am.
Okay. Wala ako. Naka-study list ako.
Oh, wait lang po. Matatapos. So, before the child learns a concrete language, she uses sounds to signs to communicate with people around her. Di ba nga, sabi nila, I have also watched videos yung different iyak ng bata. May mga meaning doon pag, ah? Ha? Pero I watched that. Yung mga behavioral psychologists na sabi, each cries of the kid is different from, malalaman mo if do they feel gassy, are they hungry, irritated, whatsoever. So, kasama mo. And as they grow older, they started to know how to speak. So, yeah. So they start to use the expression. Regulatory function naman are instances when the child demands attention and wants to control influence around. This is done with the use of verbal language. Such language is regulatory. So, such as, go away. Doon sa child you need. So, ito yung regulatory function. Interactional naman, hindi ko talaga yung pangalan.
Sa complex.
Interactional language is often used to develop relationship and smoothen interactions. Like, for example, you say, I love you, thank you. So, those are some parts in which you want to get the attention of people, or you just want to use a language to interact with people. You want to say you love them, you want to thank them. Interactional, yeah. Personal function naman is where the child announces himself, oftentimes starts with competing with others. This happens when a child wants to display his or her class. So, and sometimes the child will say, here I am. Although sa Philippines, hindi masyado yan. Parang Pero, magpapakita siya. Tignan mo ko, ma. Mami, tignan mo ko. Tignan mo yung ginagawa ko. Tignan mo, mami, ah. Oh, anak, sige. Kita ko. In Philippines, gano'n. Usually, kids will say, hindi naman sinasabi ng Filipinos yung, here I am. Tignan mo ko, mami, ah. Tignan mo, ginagawa ko, mami. Ganun yung ginagawa nila. Kinukulit ka nila. We also have heuristic functions. Children have inquisitive minds. They always try to learn new things and gain knowledge of their surroundings. Their curiosity is ignited by the name of the objects, throw questions, ask everything. And in this heuristic function, ito yung nakakainis sa part na pag wala kang syaga. Because kids will, ano po yun? Bakit po ganun yan? Bakit po siya ganun? Bakit po ganito? Bakit po? Bakit po? Puro ganun. So we keep on hearing these words. And the curiosity of the kid, ito yung nakakapagod silang kausap because it's really dumb and boring, but it's very important to the kid. Talaga. So it's really hard to be an adult because you need to make sure that the kid will be well fed with the ideas. Imaginative function, children's minds are very imaginative. They usually use language to get in the world of fantasy. And that's why we have pretend play and role playing games for the children. They keep on talking to themselves, doing things. Ayan. So imaginative function siya. So representational function naman, after learning the environment, the children often formulate ideas and tell others of their observations. So they will now tell the story to the other people, other adults. And now, this is the use of language, how they call it representational function, where the child accurately captures how the world works. The representational language function is more than when the children start attending school. And they will now learn how to talk to people and so kasama yung sa nagkukwento. So now that's actually it, our lesson for this meeting. For your next assignment with this one, same with the rest is, I just want you to enumerate the different functions. Karambol sir nito. I want you to enumerate the different functions of language from Jacobson. The functions of language from Jacobson and Halliday. So I want you to at least make a reviewer about it. So make a reviewer about it. Yun lang yung hiling. So that's it, my dear students. Goodbye, everyone, and see ya. I hope last na natin to. Wala na tayong problem sa future. Bye.